All right. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to our Friday webinar. Today is going to be a wonderful day for a webinar about living on campus and all the information you need as you transition and move your student into campus and residence halls at UAB. So we're going to give like one more minute for families to join us. I see some families already joining us on Facebook and here on Zoom. So remember, we are here on Zoom and live on Facebook. And at the end of the webinar, our webinar will stay live and recorded on Facebook. So for your viewing or for you to review and share with other family members or your students, they will also be posted in our website, uab.edu/families, likely next week, and we'll add some captions to make it easier to navigate. So as you join us, bring your lunch, sit back, and we will have a great presentation by Stephanie Hupel from Student Housing and Residential Life here at UAB. And so if you have any questions at the end of the presentation, feel free to drop them into the Q&A section here on Zoom or in the comment section on Facebook. So if you see me looking sideways, it's because I'm also monitoring Facebook and just excited to see some of you on Facebook joining us, and some of you are already here. So Stephanie, I'm just going to let you go ahead and get started, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. This is my 8th month working at UAB. I have been in student housing, residential life this will be my 20th check-in. So I've been doing this for 20 years. But I will say that UAB this move-in process is a well-oiled machine, but I, like you, have not lived through it just yet. I've read through a lot of the documents and seen, we've had several meetings. They are being very thoughtful and planning for so many different things. So we're gonna just talk a little bit about housing. I'm gonna have some slides, and once we get to the end, I'll try and answer some questions. But I want to tell you that one of the things I'm most proud of is we have a full staff. I have 6 hall directors. Each building has a hall director, a professional staff member. The freshmen or the first year halls have a graduate assistant to assist, because those buildings are so much larger and the needs are greater for our first year students transitioning into housing. And so my 3 upper class buildings, they run them on their own, and they're a little bit smaller and they have a little bit smaller staff. We have 101 RAs, and along with those 101 RAs, we have what we call peer wellness ambassadors, and I'll tell you more about them in a bit. So we have roughly 116 students, staff members, and then there's another 20 of us, and we've been in training the last couple of weeks with the pro staff, and then we take a little bit of a break next week with lots of building prep and things like that, and then we go into RA training, and we spend 2 weeks training them. And I would encourage you or your student to really read up on that. Come see me when you move in. We'll start recruiting for RAs for next year in the fall pretty early. So if that's something you're interested in, your student might be interested in, please don't hesitate to reach out. And we will do interest sessions for the students so that they can learn more about it, about the perks, and about the opportunity to lead their peers. And that's what your RAs will be. They're peers that have been here before. And I would ask families and students that you use them for your advocate. That's what they're there for. And so it's really important, like if you have a air conditioning issue or any kind of issue, your internet's not working, or maybe your roommate's getting on your nerves and you want to talk to somebody about it, that's what they're there for. And so they have support, and then their supporters have supporters, and then I'm here to help these folks navigate this. And I bring my 20 years of experience, and I will tell you that this is the first time I'm on the other side of it, because I will be delivering my teenager on August 16th to Montevallo University. So it's been interesting to see things from this side, and it's given me a lot of perspective. And so it's really important to me. It always has been, because I had such a wonderful college experience. That's why I do this work. I love working with college students and just making sure it's as pleasant of a process as it can be moving in, and just dealing with the things that may arise throughout their time in the residence halls. but I just want you to know that they have staff here, they have people here to help them, and that's what we want to do, but we can't help if we don't know. So a lot of times I think it's hard. I've been working with my teenager to talk about advocating for herself, and going and going to these different offices. She has some learning disabilities, and so I had to walk her through how to go to DSS and things like that. So I just highly encourage you to continue to push them to advocate for themselves. Okay, with that, let me go through some of these slides. Yeah, it's not working. There we go. Okay. So as you all probably are aware, we do have a first-time full-time freshman live-on requirement. And if you have not applied, you can still do that. There's also an option to apply for exemption online. Those are kind of your two options at the moment. That's where we are. We're pretty far along in the process, but there are still people applying. I did the in-person orientation yesterday, and I talked to several people. So, studies have told us for years, research has shown that the benefit of living on campus is great. Obviously, the student has access to food, they have access to involvement, they have peers around them. So it is just super beneficial to live on campus, and it helps you get connected. And I joke all the time when people ask me what I do, I say I teach life skills, really, and that's a lot of what we do, is help them navigate where they are and help pull them along to where they could be, and how they relate to their community, broadly, and then within the room itself. So if you haven't applied for housing, here's just a slide with the information and what you would need. Here are our three primary residence halls that we will have first year students, freshmen living in. So Blazer Hall is a traditional, it's been here longer. She's an oldie but a goodie. And we have kind of mixed there because we fill it up with freshmen, and then if there's space left over, there's some upperclassmen in some of the top floor rooms in that building. And so that's a suite style residence hall. It's more traditional. And then the Gold Hall is relatively new. It opened just before McMahon, which opened in 2021. So Gold has obviously 8 floors, McMahon has 7. They're sister buildings. They're very similar in how they're set up, 2-person rooms, which is lovely. And they have laundry facilities and common area spaces. Before I forget about the laundry, let me tell you that the students have on their Blazer account 3 washes and 3 opportunities to dry a week. They don't bank them, they just roll over. So somehow magically it's set to a calendar. So if they don't use them, they don't get more. So I would encourage, as I've been telling my teenager, to wash your clothes weekly and to take advantage of those 3 free wipes that they will have to do that. We're really 6. And here's just a layout to give you an idea if you have not been in one of the rooms. We usually show Gold, but as you can see, it's very similar to McMahon. So when we do tours, enrollment brings through folks on tours, we have several staged rooms in Gold so that people can get an idea for what it will look like. There's a more exhaustive list on our website, and I think I have a slide too with more information, but just basic things in the room. You have a twin bed. They need twin extra large sheets for those beds. That's important. You have a desk and a chair, a dresser, a closet, and in Gold and McMahon, we have a fridge. We call them micro fridges. So they'll have a little microwave on top of the small refrigerator. Again, one of the bonuses about living on is that your charges are all in one location. So I think this helps students transition. Actually, I think I found it harder over the years to explain to students when they move off and get apartments how challenging it is and how much money they need up front to do that. As you parents well know and families know, I think that's a super perk for when we put our freshmen in these transitional year to learn what that's like. For me, first for me is safety. Safety has always been, I was at a school in Charlotte, North Carolina, in an urban environment, and here in Birmingham, we are, downtown. UAB PD is excellent. We have a great relationship with them. They know my staff. We spend a lot of time together. They've been involved in some of our training prep. And so it's just really nice to have them internal. There's also a security department within their police department, but there's also sworn officers to do police work. And there are overnight, we have security that work our desk, and there are students that are stationed to cover those during the hours when the security is not there. So this is a huge priority for us. I've already talked to you about this, but just this slide, just a reminder that we are well staffed. I'm very proud of the team that we've put together, and they are here to help your students. They are here to help them transition and share their knowledge and experience. Most of them are young adults, and this is pretty recent for them, and helping them navigate these interesting waters of picking majors and scheduling classes and just navigating what it's like to be off at school. I do have a coordinator. His name is Garen. He oversees what we call our living learning communities. He deals with our academic initiatives. So we work in housing with other colleges. Not all of them, we're working on that, but we historically have worked primarily with three: the business college, the engineering school, and the medical professional program. So we work with them. We do different events to help expose the students to some time with the faculty. And we will continue to work on those relationships. This is another way to get involved, because that program also hires what we call LCMs, and they're learning community mentors. And that will be an opportunity for students to apply to be leaders if that's something that they're interested in. Again, that will be something talked about more in the fall, and they will learn more about that also in their meetings that they will have with their RA. I previously mentioned our peer wellness ambassadors, like the LCMs. They are student staff. They work with our RAs to do programming. Their focus is wellness, all of the wellness, physical, mental. We collaborate with our counseling department and our pro wellness department to talk about different programs, and we bring experts in to train on various things, and we offer programs. Most of our programs often have food or giveaways to incentivize for students to come. And one offering that they provide is a peer chat that happens. Those are available on Monday through Thursday, 6 to 9. And so that's another opportunity. These are also trained individuals who, if you don't want to go talk to your RA, or your student doesn't want to go talk to their RA, these folks are there available for them to talk about just, stress, test anxiety, just things to make them feel a little less lonely, and to connect them with other services if they need them. So there are so many resources, and I can't emphasize enough talking to your student about advocating for themselves and utilizing these services that are available to them. For me, that's really all my slides. I will talk a little bit more about check-in or move-in. It is, like I said, a well-oiled machine, and the guide is online, so all the details you need are right there. The times to sign up, I think at the 1st of August is when that will be available for you to sign up. A lot of schools since post-COVID learned that staggering move-in really helps. And so that's why we run ours that way. Historically, a lot of schools would do 2 really big days, and they were hot and sweaty and stressful. And I think this model has been one good thing that came out of it to show us that there's other ways to do it. So UAB's done it since then. They've done this for the last 4 years. So I think they've got it down, and I'm excited. Check-in's one of my favorite times. I get to meet you all and your students, and despite the heat, I really enjoy it. But that's really all I have. So if there are questions, let me know.
Thank you, Stephanie. And we do have some time for a couple questions, family members, both here on Zoom and on Facebook. If you have any questions, do put them in the Q&A section and in the comment section on Facebook. And as we wait for questions, you mentioned the move-in guide. And so I will actually share that, the link, and probably post it on the Family Hub, at least the link, so you guys can refer to it. And so it has useful information about the move-in guide and what it looks like. And so I don't know if you all can see the move-in guide. It's right
Do I
there.
need to take down mine?
You could if you want to. I think if not, I will just make sure that the move-in guide is available for your viewing. And that's kind of, it is found if you just type in UAB move-in guide 2025. This is the move-in guide, right, Stephanie? And they can go back and look at it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and so this is on the website, and so I'll stop sharing it now, but you can definitely go back here and look for it. And so we thank you, and I do think we have one question. How does early move-in work for the students who are in band?
That information should be coming from band. I know that they have worked with our placement crew. We have a small team that deals with our application process and our placement, and they could answer that better. If you want to share your email, I'll be happy to check on that for you, but I don't have that date, but I can find out. But it should be coming from them telling you. It's pretty casual because it's not as large as the other sessions. So, and I'm not sure what date y'all are supposed to be here. So, but I can check on that for you.
Right, and if it happens like for other groups, students have been receiving emails throughout the summer and definitely lately about the groups that they're in. So if they're in band, make sure your student is checking their UAB email address, because there's a lot of information that's been sent to them already from those particular groups regarding how things are going to work. And so we will definitely send out or reach out to band. You all need to do that and have your student check their email to make sure that they haven't missed a message or an email from their respective groups that they're coming in. One question that a couple of family members had to do with how to select the date. Is there a particular way of doing this, or do they just go online and select the date when they want to move in?
Again, I think it is in the move-in guide, the details, and email is important for students on this. If you're on this call, check your email. I know you don't like it, but we live in it and it's important. That's how a lot of things are going to come through. So I have been reminding lovingly my teenager to check her email from her university to see what it is that is happening, and it's been very helpful. So I think it will come to you in an email. You'll be able to click, much like the application process. It's similar how it's set up.
So it is crucial that your student checks their UAB email address more than once a week. At this point, it should be checked, regularly, once a day, ideally. I know it's a lot to be thinking about, but that way there's no missed information, and timely information is key to keep things running smooth and knowing exactly how things will work. As we wait for questions, or since we don't seem to have any additional questions at this time, are there any last minute recommendations or tips that you would give families and students as they prepare to move to campus, or things they need to be reminded of?
I guess I would just say know that there are good people here that want to help them. We want to solve any hiccups or problems. Most of us that work in this, that is our nature. We are problem solvers and fixers, and I just have a really good staff, and I'm really excited for your students to meet them. and tell your students, and students, if you're on the call, my office is in McMahon, so I'm in the bottom floor of McMahon if you ever need anything. But I'll just reemphasize that your RA or any of those mentors, student mentors, are your first line of help. And then your RAs have a residential life coordinator that oversees them, that are my pro staff, and they live on campus. And we have them on a rotation for emergency response if something were to go awry in the middle of the night. And then we have assistant directors that oversee them. And then I am over this wonderful team. So, and we are also on call. So they always have somebody's calling up to check on things and to follow up on things. So if we are aware of what might need to be addressed, we can do it. So just again, encourage them to advocate for themselves. It can be challenging. I understand it's a little intimidating to ask for help, but we have so many offices, and it's not just Res Life. Carmen's office and disability services, and I can't even think of all of them right now, but there's just a multitude of people and great people on this team here at UAB and student affairs and housing to help you out.
Yeah, and I'm going to piggyback on that, Stephanie, because that's a good point that you brought. We are here to support your students and to support you as you transition to college and as you navigate the whole college experience for the next couple of years. So we've already had several webinars, and I want to take this opportunity in case you have missed some of the previous webinars by disability support services, by student assistance and support, by financial aid, the recreation center. We will be having some from dining. And so the previous webinars that we've already had, which also included the police department and safety on campus and all those details, are on our website. So you can go to uab.edu/families if you've missed any of the webinars, or if you just want to jot down the resources. And of course, you can always send us an email at families@uab.edu, and we will be glad to filter and send those emails that you send us to the respective people, or find the information that you're needing so that you can share it with your student. One question that I had previously heard about is if a student has any specific allergy or a medical condition, should they make housing aware of that, or how does that happen?
Yes, we can connect. If there is not a link for Sodexo for our company somewhere available to you online, reach out to any email that you can confirm on the website, and we will happily connect you with the appropriate person. They will work with students for those adjustments that they might need. The food's really good too. I've eaten a lot of school food over the years, and we've got a really good team of Sodexo workers here and just good options.
Yeah, the commons are right there. So I've seen students just come down. When my student was here at UAB, that you just come down, the magic, 15, 25 pounds did happen. He ate through his meal plan in the first, half of the semester. But, it's part of the experience. So again, we're here to help you navigate all of this and to help your student be successful. And, having a comfortable living space is very important. So I'm not seeing any questions at this time, but I really want to thank families who have joined us here on Zoom and on Facebook. And if you have any additional questions, any questions that you have, you're not sure where you should navigate or to get answers to those questions, please email us here at families@uab.edu, and we will definitely send those questions to the respective departments where you can get all of the information that you need. So as you prepare to, move in and to bring your student to campus, just enjoy the experience. I know it's stressful not knowing what to bring, and then your student wants to be more independent and just, this is the way I'm going to do it. It's part of the experience. This is a transition in life for all, families, students. And so we are here to support you in making this one of a good experience. And it goes by very smoothly. I've been part of it as well as a parent, and it does go very smoothly, and people at housing are amazing. So don't ever hesitate to reach out to us. And thank you, Stephanie, for presenting today. And I hope to see a lot of you during move-in. And if you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. And we look forward to seeing you during move-in. Take care, everybody.
Go Blazers.
Go Blazers.